Illustrator gives us several options for generating web assets. Now in this video I'm going to show you the Save for Web option and how to slice your design into pieces to make the development process easier. Now I'm starting here with my mobile mockup left off from the last video, and what I want to do here is I don't want to just export this as one big image, because during the development process they need the individual pieces for the different sections of the app. And so I want to show you a couple of ways that we can do this. Now the first thing I want to show you is the way that we divide an image up in Illustrator, at least using the Save for Web command, is using the Slice tool. And you'll see the Slice tool right down here. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then with the Slice tool, you can literally just click and drag. So I'm going to come up here, click and drag to create the area that I want to slice. And you can see that what it did is we now have a flag up here at the top for slice number 1, and then it made the rest of the image slice number 2. Now you can use the Slice tool, and then you can come in here and click and drag again to create the next slice, like so. And now we have 1, we have number 3, and I think number 2 actually got squeezed in there because I'm not being very precise. And that's the whole point of showing you this, is the fact that manually dragging with the Slice tool is not very accurate. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to the Object menu, come down to Slice, and I'm going to choose Release. And that's going to get rid of that. I'll go ahead and Object Slice. Let's go ahead and click on this one. This first one, Object Slice, and I'm just going to choose Delete All. And that'll get rid of that. And so I want to show you some more accurate ways of doing this. So the first method is you want to make sure that your rulers are showing. And you can do that over here in the Properties panel by clicking the Ruler button to show the ruler, or you could go to the View menu and choose Rulers, Show Rulers. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to zoom in a bit, and I'm going to pull out a guide at the bottom of, right where I want this object to be divided. And I'm going to come down here. I'm going to pull out a guide right down here. And I'm zooming in because I want to be as accurate as I can be. And we'll pull one here. And then one more way down here. Okay. Now, the reason for doing that is that I've now utilized the guides to divide up these sections. And if I come up here to the Object menu and go to Slice, I have the ability to choose Create from Guides. And if I choose that, you'll now notice that very accurately these elements have been generated for me. So utilizing the guides is a great way to approach that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back up here, go to Object Slice and choose Delete All. And then I'll go ahead and remove my guides. So let's go to View, Guides, and I'm going to unlock the guides. Just drag across here and delete them. The other way that's arguably even more accurate is I can just select an object. Let's go ahead and unlock these layers so I can select these. Like I'm going to select this black rectangle, and I can also go to Object, Slice, Make. And that's going to make a slice based on the exact dimensions of that object. So because of how I designed this, I have a rectangle here that I can use, and I can just go to, let's grab this again. I can go to Object, Slice, Make, grab this one, Object, Slice, Make, and one more, Object, Slice, Make, and now it automatically created one for the very bottom. So a couple ways to create your slices inside of Illustrator. Now to create your web assets, what we can do is we can come up here to the File menu, and we can go to Export, and we have this option called Save for Web Legacy. And the reason it says Legacy is because there's a newer feature called Export for Screens that we're going to cover in a future video. But for now I'm going to choose Save for Web. And what you're going to see, if I zoom out a little bit here, and let me resize this window. This is a really, really big window. Let me just pull this over here for a second. And now we'll make that fit on this screen. That looks a little bit better. And so what you have up here at the top is you can look at your original artwork to see what that looks like, but then you can look at an optimized version. And you can even look at a 2-up version that's going to show you 2 instances of that. Now I'm just going to go to optimized. And what this allows me to do is I can click on, say, the top slice. And then way up here it's telling me what format it's going to output that artwork to. And traditionally, you might have gone with the GIF format, which is better for areas of solid color like this. And then when you click on this slice, you might have chosen JPEG. Now, quite honestly, the GIF and JPEG formats are sort of slowly being replaced by the PNG format. And the PNG 8 format is somewhat equivalent to the GIF format. And then when I click on this guy, the PNG 24 format is more for like photos and replaces the JPEG format. But this is really honestly personal preference, guys. Now what I can do is I can select each of these, and I'm going to make the photo elements export to PNG 24. And I can click and drag here. Let's use the hand tool. I'm just going to slide this up, go back to the slice tool, and make this go to PNG 24. And then this guy down here, we'll leave that to PNG 8. And this menu here is a bunch of presets that you can use. And you can even, like for this one, I'm going to choose, yeah, that looks pretty good, PNG 8. And then you can customize this if you want to. You can customize these values completely. So what I've done is kind of controlled the format that each of these slices is going to get output to. Now, while you're here, you can also control the pixel dimensions of the file. Now, by default, it's going to be a 1-to-1 output, but if you need to make it bigger or smaller, you can just change the values here, and this will retain the proportions. So what I'm going to show you is if I click the Save button, it's going to ask me where I want to save it. Now, I'm just going to put this on my desktop so you can see this, and I'm going to click the Save button. And what this is going to do is render all of those pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and open up a new Finder window. And we'll go to our desktop here. And you'll see that I have a new folder called Images. And inside of there, I'll just go ahead and view this here. You can see every single element that has been exported from within the Save for Web dialog box. So it makes it incredibly powerful. Super flexible, and it allows me to generate the web assets that I need really quickly and easily. So use Save for Web. You have a lot of control over how your web and mobile assets are generated.